All right. So, may peace and power elevation be to all of you. This your girl Tiffany coming through live in effect. And today, before I get started, if you are watching from my YouTube channel, please make sure you like and share and subscribe to the channel, which is Tiffany L. French. If you're on the Facebook channel, go ahead and share my page as well. So today, I just wanted to have a talk about the video with the Red Table Talk. Jada Pinkett Smith invited herself to her own Red Table Talk. So there was information that came out in the press about her and August Alsina, the singer. They had a sexual relationship with each other. So she wanted to come and clear things up. So I might play the video, but I want to talk about this. I want to say what she did, being able to come before those people, before everybody, in front of the cameras, and confess her relationship with this little boy or with this young man, especially in front of Will. Now, I want to say it's not easy to look your spouse in the face and tell them that, yes, I have cheated on you while we were separated, or yes, I was sleeping with someone else. That wasn't very easy. And for those who are condemning her for using the word as entanglement, let me ask y'all something. How many of you are willing to do exactly the same thing she did? Because again, that was an easy thing. As you can tell, when she was doing the video and she was sitting before the camera, it wasn't easy for her to come out in front of her husband. She was trying to find the right words to say. She didn't just want to be blunt and be like, yeah, I fucked him. She basically said, we had an entanglement. One thing led to the next. Now, when I heard the story, I wasn't surprised at all. Well, let me tell you why I'm not surprised. Because this is very common in Hollywood and in the music industry. It's very common. It's like the revolving doors. It's like, what's the name of that game where you put the cups on top of the ball. I don't know the name of it, but I remember playing that game when I was little. You know, when you move the cups around on the table to find out where the ball is, right? You just move the cups around. I don't know the name of the game. But anyways, yeah, that's just how it is in Hollywood. Now, they did not confirm and say that they were swingers or they were seeing other people or things like that. They weren't confirming that. What Jada came out and said, she basically admitted that yes, August was telling the truth. We did have an affair. However, one thing he lied about was the fact that he got Will Smith permission to have sex with her, as if she doesn't do things on her own as a grown woman. Here's the thing. She said, look, that boy don't need my husband permission to have sex with me. Basically is what she was saying. Because if I want to get some, I'll go get some. Now, this is where I stand. Personally, I don't condone that a person being married, going out having multiple relationships with other people. Because if that's what you were going to do, then what's the purpose of being married? If all you're going to do is mess around with multiple people. However, everybody's different. People do what they do, right? But let's not sit here and act like, for those of you who given all the criticism to Jada or to Will at that you would have done the same. Because how many of you, I can guarantee there are those, I can't say all, but there are those of you who probably have not only messed around with your spouse, but got kids with someone else or with multiple people and not telling the person that you with that you have children. I bet you won't be able to do that. I bet you won't be able to sit down at the table and look your husband or look your wife in the eye and confess all these things. Confess your issues with drugs. Confess your issues with sex. Confess that you done had same-sex relationship. Confess that you done had kids with other people. Confess that you have STDs. How many can do that? How many can actually sit down and talk to their spouse on national television and do it? How many? I wonder if you don't like what Jada did and you have an issue with Jada did, then let's see you do it. Let's see you sit down at a table and tell your spouse that you done cheated. And the main people that's giving Jada a whole lot of criticism is men. And of course, there's some women, but most of the people that's criticized Jada for using the word entanglement are men. Like, you men don't make up lies to your wives. Like, y'all don't use little coded words. These are men. I find this very interesting. Hold on. No. I'm going to talk about this. I found out this very interesting because, you know, this typical behavior that I'm seeing from men, that's something that women do. Women give a whole lot of criticism like that, gossip like that. I ain't never seen so many men gossip about women and, you know, or people cheating on somebody. I never seen that. And this is quite surprising to me. But these are the very same men that been out there fucking around, probably, and won't even have the guts to do exactly what Jada is doing. And then the women that are criticizing Jada, how many of you can do exactly the same thing that she's doing? How many of you can openly confess that you done cheated on your boyfriend, you done got pregnant and you got rid of the child? How many of you women out there can confess that you done had STDs or had unprotected sex? Hmm? You know, I think the conversation was very mature. She came from a mature place. She didn't come as being ratchet. She came with humility. And she spoke respectfully to her husband. Now, yeah, Will was part of, he was upset. He was hurt because his wife is messing around with other men, and he did not expect that even when they were going through their separation. He was hurt. But at the same time, he was willing to sit back and listen to what she had to say. He listened to this woman confess. He did not antagonize her. He didn't beat her down. He did not threaten her. He listened. Now, usually the person that come from a place of hurt and pain, they won't want to listen to what their spouse have to tell them anymore. The moment they find out that, oh, you messing around with someone else, I don't even want to hear it anymore. But he was willing to do that. He was willing to sit there because he didn't want the media. He didn't want people who are everyday folks who don't live the celebrity life, who don't even know these people from a can of paint, just sitting up there talking. They wanted to disambiguate and be able to clear things up. She wanted to tell her side of the story because she didn't want to remain quiet anymore. That takes guts. That takes a lot of courage to do, to come and openly confess about your wrongdoing. That takes a lot of gut. Until this day, even though it put their relationship out there in the spotlight, Will was willing to still be by Jada's side. After all of that, he said, I'm still going to be by your side. Now, how many of you guys out there, again, and I ask this, how many of you are willing to be able to talk out your differences with your spouse without an argument, without antagonism, without emotionalism, and be able to come up with some solution to solve those problems? Be able to come up with some form of agreement where you guys can either work on fixing your relationship or go your separate ways. How many of you have done that? And how many of you can do that? You know, see, it's funny. We can talk about what these celebrities do in their personal lives. Although what many of them don't understand, they get upset when people start knowing their business, right? But they put themselves out there because they're famous. So, of course, it's easy for media to get access to the business, especially when you got somebody that opens their mouth, or especially when you put it out there into the public eye. When you put it out there in the public eye, yes, people gonna start talking about your relationship. People gonna start talking about you. That's what they do. But my question to those who are talking, who are criticizing, what's going on in your personal life? What's going on in your family, with your household? Yeah, you know a lot about Will and Jada, right? But what is it in your household? What's going on in your house? What's going on in your environment? Because at the end of the day, majority of you don't even know these people personally. Majority of us don't even know these folks. And we probably won't even get a chance to see them. We probably won't even get a chance to even meet them in a lifetime. We only know based on what is being exposed on the media. But it's so funny we talk like we really know these people, like we actually had personal relationship with these people. But we really don't know a damn thing about them. Okay, well, I don't care about what August Cena has to say. I don't care about. I don't, I really don't care too much to really know everything what August Cena had to say about this whole thing. But I'm only addressing what Jada spoke on. I don't care about August Cena's side of the story at this point, okay? Because, although we're talking about him, but he's not the main topic of the subject per se. Jada Pinkett is the topic of the subject. She's the one that had to come to the table and confess to her husband what was going on. Okay? So we're talking about Jada's giving confession. We already know that August done told it. Okay? August already done told it. We already heard his side of the story. We got a chance to hear her side of the story. We want to hear what she had to say. And what I'm saying is that's very mature of her being able to come to her own show and talk about what she have done in her private life because it was already exposed. So this incident happened about 4.5 years ago. According to her, it happened 4.5 years ago, and she's saying that now it's in the public's eye. Okay, now it's time for me to talk before it goes any further. So this is not so much about just Jada and August and Will, but it's more so about being able to openly confess and admit to your transgression to your spouse. That's what it's about. And okay, and she gave her opinion. She gave her point of view. She spoke on her side of the story. If you was watching the Red Table Talk, she spoke her side of the story. She spoke her side of the story. All right. But then, people want to start with this double standard. Oh, the older woman slept with the younger boy, so it's permissible. But when the older man sleeps with the young girl, it's a problem. Instead of looking at this woman confess to what she have done, but y'all so busy focused on the fact that August, he was 21 at the time, and Jada was in her mid-40s. Y'all not even looking at the fact that this woman has actually came and spoke out. Cause see, and I'm gonna talk specifically to black men. Black men, y'all the main ones that do this a lot. You say that women don't ever open and confess about what they have done. And when this woman opened up and confessed what she have done, you got a lot of things to say. You got a lot of criticism to say. She's a hoe. She's this, that, and the other. But you want her to be openly and honest about it. And that's what she did. She did exactly just that. So instead of just sitting up here and just attacking them all day long for... That's how old August was at the time when they had relationship with each other, sister. That's how they was. This happened 4 years ago. So August, he has to be about 26, 27 now. I don't know how old the boy is. I don't know much about the boy. So, but the relationship happened 4 years ago. Anyways, um, what we can learn from this as a people, that what I see with Jada and Will, they're able to communicate their problems. What you mean? How about when guys feel attacked? Though, what you talking about? What you talking about? How about when guys feel attacked? Okay, but that's got nothing to do with this argument. See, this is what I don't like. If I'm talking about a subject, let's stick with the subject, man. Don't try to change the subject to something that is not. I didn't say that men don't get attacked, okay? Don't do that. I don't do that. Don't try to play with me like that. Nowhere did I state that men don't get attacked. Nowhere did I state that men don't get attacked. Okay? What I'm saying is the topic is about Jada giving her confession and how people are attacking her for giving that confession. That's what I'm dealing with right here. I didn't say that women don't attack men. Nowhere did I state that. But getting back to the point that I'm making is, what can we all learn from this? We can learn communication. Because one thing they have mastered, Will and Jada, we'll talk about the guys attacking Will in a moment. We'll talk about that. Once I get done with this statement, I'll get to all the other stuff. What they have to learn, what we can learn is how to communicate, how to interact. That's what we can learn. Will and Jada are good at communicating with each other, especially on camera. You can tell they have a solid relationship, especially by them being black couples. Because the stereotype is black people can't get along. Black people can't interact with each other. Black men and women don't know how to talk to each other. But in this case, they're able to talk to each other and they're able to communicate their problems out. So this is what we have to learn as people. What we can take as a lesson: be able to interact with your spouse. Be able to sit down and communicate with them without having a third party in your business all the time. It's just you and your spouse being able to sit down and talk about what's going on in your relationship and what will be best for both of you at the point. Do you guys want to still remain together, or do you want to go your separate ways? Not having a third party to come in, intervene, and say what they want to say and try to control your narrative of your relationship, and they ain't got their shit together. But you being able to actually sit down as men and women and talk it out and come up with the solution. What do you want to do? What do you decide that is best for you? Because I can give my opinion all day. Everybody else can have their opinions all day. I can give my opinion and say that I think that they should just give divorce and remain cordial and move on, so that way there won't be a bunch of conflicts. I can say that. Somebody else can say, oh, she just needs to deal with it and, let him do what he do, or he needs to deal with it and let her do what she do. But at the end of the day, it's not up to us to decide what these couples want to do as far as their relationship is concerned. That's something they talk amongst themselves. What is the next step for them? What will be the best thing for them? And that's what you gotta learn how to do. You gotta learn how to communicate and listen to each other. Everybody wanna over each other all day. And one wants to dominate and be controlling over the other and control what that person's trying to say or come out that person's mouth. Listen to what each other have to say, communicate, and make a decision. What is best for you? What is best for you? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? And as far as, and let's get back to the point about people attacking Will, calling him a simp and all this other foolishness. You know, I'm gonna say something. For those of you that call him a simp, y'all ain't gonna like me. I'm quite sure that you done did some simping in your lifetime. I'm quite sure you done stayed around with a woman that was so dogmatic towards you all the time, that treated you like shit, that cussed you out in front of your homeboys, but you still deal with her ass, right? But you call Will a simp. I'm quite sure you done had instance where your girl cheated on you and you still stuck around her, but you calling Will a simp. I mean, that's Will's choice. Whether you think he's simping or not, that's his choice. He decides that that's where he wants to be. If that's where he chooses to be, if he chooses to hang on to Jada, then who are you? You're just a nobody. You're a nobody that's just giving your opinion. If Jada decides to hold on to Will, if he was cheating on her in the past, I don't know what he was doing in the past. But let's just hypothetically speak. Let's just use a hypothetical example. If he was cheating on her in the past, right, and Jada decided to stay with him, and you women out there like, oh, you know, Jada, she staying with me and he did that and other. Okay, that's her choice. So what you say don't even matter. I mean, you can have your opinion, but it don't matter. It ain't gonna stop Jada from making her decision as far as what she wants in her relationship. So that's the way I see it. And getting back to one more thing that didn't really have to do with the subject, but I'm gonna speak on it. As far as this whole thing about women attacking men too, yes, you do have women that attack men heavily, especially when they find out that this man done had a relationship with another woman who's much younger than him, who probably in her 20s, and he's like in his 40s or 50s. Yes, you got women that attack. Most definitely. We can agree on that. But if the wife chooses to stick around and be with that man, then that was her choice. That's all that matters. What they decide to do. I mean, it don't matter what these women feel out here, because those women that attacking that man, they probably got a man that's doing exactly the same thing what that man is doing. And they still put up with it. They know about it. and they deal with it. So yeah, getting back to the point, as far as my concern and what I thought of Will and Jada, what Jada's confession, I thought that was very productive and mature, and it was such a it was a good dialogue where they were able to communicate, interact, and listen, and not talk over each other, not being disrespectful to one another. I think that's just very mature. And I give Jada the credit for that. I give her credit for being able to come out and to confess, and just being able to being open about it. And no, it was not easy. It was very challenging. You could tell it was very hard for her to do so in the very beginning, because she was uncomfortable, but she said, hey, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna be straight up about it. I'm gonna tell my husband what he needs to know, and I'm gonna allow him to ask me some questions, and I give the kudos for that. Now, I'm not saying that. How you know that it was not true? Was you there, Samuel? Was you there? As I told you, it ain't easy. Can you do what she do, Samuel? Can you get on there on the red talk and openly confess to your wife or your girlfriend about your infidelities? Can you do it? Just because she used the word entanglement, y'all know what the fuck she talking about. Quit acting stupid. Quit acting like y'all don't know what this woman is saying. Y'all know exactly what the fuck she was talking about. What y'all want her to say? Yeah, me and August fucked. What you want her to say? Do you think that it was really easy for her to come on national television on her own show and actually confess to her husband? No. And same thing with Will. If Will was to do that, it wouldn't be very easy for him to do it either. So don't sit up here and act like y'all don't know what the hell that woman was talking about when she used the word entanglement. Quit playing that game. Stop with that bullshit. Y'all know exactly what the fuck she meant. Come on now, stop with the dumb shit. Y'all caught up on the word. She said entanglement. And basically, Will's like, what do you mean by entanglement? Let's look up the word entanglement while we talking. Let's look up the word entangle. Okay. Hold on. If y'all can see that. All right. The word entangle, cause to become twisted together with or caught in. Intertwine, entwine, tangle, twist, ravel, or snarl. Involve someone in difficulties or complicated circumstances from which it is difficult to escape. Okay? Catch up, mix up, embroil, implicated, involved. So let's go back to the word entanglement. The action of fact of entanglement or being entangled. Okay? Complicated or compromising relationship or situation. Involvement, complication, adventure. What do you think she meant? She basically said I had sexual relationship with the guy. It wasn't easy for her to come out and say I had sex with the guy. But so that's why she used the word entanglement. We don't know what the hell she was talking about. He just wanted her to say, well, just say you had a relationship if you don't feel comfortable saying that you had sex with him. She was caught up with August. She wasn't beating around the bush. What the hell you talking about, Samuel? She wasn't beating around the bush. She just didn't know how to use the word. Again, you must not understand what it's like being on national television and to actually openly confess to your problems. Exactly. If you're watching the video, the woman said that her and Will was separated, right? Do I need to go play the video? Because see, y'all making it bigger than what it is. Y'all forgetting the fact that the woman was being honest and admit the whole thing. If you watch the video, the woman said out her mouth that her and Will were separated. They were going through the process of divorce. And during the time while her and Will were separated, she and August end up going beyond their friendship, and they had an entanglement with each other, meaning they had sexual relationship with each other. And that's that. What more do you want her to say? What else do you want her to say? What else she ain't blamed him. First of all, he came out there and talked about it on the interview. So for anything, she wasn't blaming the young man. She didn't say it was his fault. She didn't say that he destroyed the man. She simply made it clear that it was not in his intention to be a home wrecker. Okay? The only thing that she said that it was not true about August was the fact that he said that he got permission from Will to have sex with Jada, and Jada said, no, that's not true. He did not get permission from Will. He thought that he may have got permission because Will and I was not together. He thought maybe he got permission from Will because she and Will was not together at that time period, but he did not get permission from Will. So she made a choice on her own to have sex with this man. And that's the part that August Asina lied about. So she cleared that up. She said, no, he didn't get permission from my husband to do nothing with me. He didn't get permission. Because if I wanted to do it, and I'm going to translate it into the terminology. If I wanted to fuck, I can fuck on my own. I don't need a man's permission to fuck. That's basically what she was saying. If I want to fuck somebody, I will fuck somebody. I don't need no man to go get permission from my husband to fuck him. So she admits that I made the conscious decision to have sex with someone. I made that decision. She made that decision. Whereas this little boy said that Will gave him permission. So for anything, the boy came out and did an interview and spoke about his relationship with Jada. Jada didn't say nothing about August. She didn't say nothing until everything came out into the press. And that's when she said, okay, let's go ahead and put it on the table. Let's go ahead. Let me, you, Will, we're going to talk about this. Let's put it on the camera because I want to clear this up. I want to give my half of the story because she was quiet on it. She didn't want to say nothing. She didn't want to talk about the boy. But had he not said anything, then she probably wouldn't even came out and spoke on the issue. But he said something. He said something, so that left her with no choice to say, okay, it's all out there. Twitter talking about it. Instagram talking about it. Facebook talking about it. So let me go ahead and talk about it. Let me say it. Let me speak on it because it's my situation. Yes, he said I was done with your ass. At that point, yes. But he was still willing to listen to what she had to say. He listened to her. He allowed her to speak. He allowed her to explain herself. Yes, he knew about this, okay? But she was willing to confess it on camera on national television. See, we don't know everything that goes behind the scene. We don't know everything that's going on behind the scenes. So everything they talk about, they don't talk about it in the public's eye. But in this case, they decided to talk in the public's eye. So she wanted to sit down and talk to Will as if she's confessing to him, you know, pouring out everything that she has done on national television. So that way people won't continuously attack her for it or try to tarnish her image because she already let it be known. You know what? And all that shit about Will being, she being a hoe and being messy and all that shit. Again, you can say what you want. You know what I'm saying? You can say what you want. All that shit you talk, that's gossip, dude. That's gossip. Okay? At the end of the day, if Will decide that he wants to be with her, he has that right. And what you say don't matter. That's their relationship. Let him decide what the hell he want to do. If he decide that he still loves this woman, even after all the infidelities and all the choices that she done made, that's his choice. What do you got to say for? Who are you? Who are you? Okay, okay, you talking about she cheated. He didn't say that he was done with her for good. He didn't say that he was done with her for good. They still married to this day. What the hell you talking about, dude? They still together to this day. He's still with her to this day. What happened was 4 years ago. 4.5 years ago. The incident that happened was 4.5 years ago. He's still with that woman today. He's not going to let her go, no matter what your opinion is. If he decides that he's going to still be around, he's still around, but he's still around. He's still around. He's still around. He's still around, though. He's still supporting his woman. Let's see if Will still, hold on. Okay, let's read the transcript right here. Let's read the transcript. We're not going to sit here and go back and forth about this all day. Jada Pinkett Smith reveals affair with singer August Alsina during marriage to Will Smith. Let's read exactly what was said. Talking to her husband on her Facebook show, Red Talk Table, Pinkett Smith said the affair with singer-songwriter August Alsina took place during a period of separation. Okay? Smith described the split, saying, "We decided we were going to separate for a period of time, and you go figure out how to make yourself happy, and I will go figure out how to make myself happy." Check this out. Pinkett Smith added, "From there, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement with August." The 48-year-old actress also said she wanted to clear up reports that Smith, 51-year-old, had given her permission to stray. In a radio interview with the Breakfast Club, Asina had confirmed that he and Pickett Smith dated during the marriage and said it was the full knowledge and blessing of Smith leading to speculation the couple were in an open marriage. Pickett Smith clarified the only person who can give permission in that particular circumstance is myself. All right. And she said she could see how August would perceive it as permission because we were separated amicably. I think he also wanted to make it clear that he's not a homewrecker, which he's not, she said. Pickett Smith said she pursued the relationship around 4 years ago in a bid to feel good, but said that she and Asina are no longer in contact. She said she did not look at her time with the singer as a transgression. All right, and then let's see what Will had to say. Later in the husband and wife chat, Smith admitted he once thought that he and his wife would never speak again. The couple are now reconciled, with Jada Pinkett Smith describing their union as unconditional love. They concluded the interview with a fist pump, joking around with a catchphrase from Smith's Bad Boy franchise: "We ride together, we die together. Bad marriage for life." And that's that. At that point, he said that he thought he would never speak to her again. And at that point, he thought that he was done with her ass. But guess what? He's still with her. He's still with her. So that goes to show you that he ain't letting her go. It don't matter what you think. He ain't letting her go. So what? If you think she's a hoe, he ain't letting her go. So what if she was a cheating ass chick? He ain't letting her go. That's what you would do. But see, you can't decide what Will would do. But that's what you would do because you don't want to be bothered. But you can't say that that's what Will Smith would do or that's what Jada would do. But anyways, let me end on this note. I usually don't get into these type of topics and conversation about cheating, relationship, because to me it's overrated. And I'm gonna be straight up, it's overrated and it's very redundant to me. It's boring as hell because it's like, okay, somebody cheating again, whoopty-whoopty-whoop, next subject. Okay, they done had a relationship on the side. They done had kids on the side. You hear this all the time and it becomes redundant. It becomes boring as fuck. It becomes a boring topic to talk about. However, the reason I chose to get on this topic today is because I'm just looking at the level of communication and the maturity and the interaction. That's what I'm looking at. That's what made me want to do the topic, is because of the fact someone can be able to openly confess their wrongdoings or their transgression in front of national television, live on camera, to their spouse. That's the part that got me really talking about. That really stood out to me the most. And that's why I have a profound respect for Jada, because she was able to do that. But any other given day, I wouldn't sit around and talk about none of this stuff because I just ignore this shit because the shit, again, it's just boring. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't a surprise to me. That's something that's very common. It's common in Hollywood. It's common in the industry. They allow it. They like it. They act like they are revolving doors. They sleep around with each other. They sleep around with each other for money. They sleep around with each other for roles. They sleep around with each other to get a higher position. This is what they do. So to me, and plus I feel like, okay, how is that going to progress me? I mean, only thing that's going to show me is the do's and don'ts. Don't deal with somebody who like to just give it up to anybody else. That's all it's showing me. But at the end of the day, the rest of it is a bunch of gossip. It's just a bunch of gossip. It's a bunch of talk. You know, it's like you watching soap opera. That's why I don't watch the reality shows, because it's a bunch of soap opera. It's boring. I don't want to hear about how many guys you done slept with, how many chicks you done slept with, and this, that, and the other. Okay, that's boring as hell. Or who's having sex with who, or how you gonna get at somebody's man. That's boring. That shit is absolutely boring. That's why when I go to certain places, I kind of just sit back. Like if I go to a salon, or let's say if I was going to a barbershop and they were just having those kind of conversations, I just kind of sit back like this. Like, okay. Okay, and that's all we're gonna talk about all day. How such and such been messing around with such and such did this, and such was sucking on such and such D and eating such and such pussy, and such was going this way and that way. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't have them y'all can have that conversation. I can't do that. Y'all, I'll leave that for the next person. I'm moving on. But you won't hear much from me talking about this kind of stuff. This is like once out the blue moon, whatever. You know, if it's necessary to talk about it, if it has some type of relevancy to it, then I would bring the topic up. But other than that, I'm not gonna really talk about this kind of stuff because this shit is just boring. This shit is whack to me. But anyways, thank you for watching. And if you are on Facebook, go ahead and share my page. If you are on YouTube, you can like, share, and subscribe, and whatever. Yeah, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. This is Tiffany L. French. That's the name of the page as of right now on YouTube. And just be on the lookout. So I got more video contents coming up. I'll keep you guys posted as always. And I'm also on top of that doing daily Black history, because I feel like it's important that we start knowing more about our history and get exposed to our history. So I'll be looking into those contents and things like that. And other than that, you guys have a wonderful day. May peace and power elevation be to all of you. Be safe out there. Be careful out there. You know, the pandemic is on the rise. There's like new cases going on each and every day. And so please be safe. Be mindful, because this stuff is highly contagious. Very contagious. So be careful with your environment, okay? Don't do too much, all right? And if you know you're sick, you know, stay your behind at home. Don't be trying to go out somewhere and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Stay your ass in the house if you know you're sick. But other than that, you all have a wonderful day. May peace and power elevation be to you guys. And we'll talk later, all right? Deuces, thank you.